So while building our rocket, we decided to divide and conquer. We ended up splitting up. Sophia and Faith Slaughter were doing fins, and they were making it so that the fins would be even. And Faith also did most of the things like gluing the gluing pieces inside of the rocket. And I think Rebecca and I, we did more of the painting, and we were more of the artists in this.
Right now we're about to launch our rocket. Resilience is about to go up in the air in a few minutes. It's a really exciting moment in our lives, and I'm really excited for it.
How do you feel about this, Rebecca?
Great.
Great? Okay, that's good. That's good.
Really excited. Like, I'm proud of her, and I'm proud of what she's done. See, resilience. We're struggling, but we'll do it.
5, 4, 3,
Here it goes.
2, 1.
Whoa! And she has made it. Woo!
The smoke made me uncomfortable. I wanted to chase it, but there's poops everywhere. I'm really sad that this is over. That was the best rocket launch I've ever seen. 10 out of 10.
Ba-ba-da!
So it's at 325, and so it went 325 meters away from.
We see Newton's laws in many different ways during our launch. Here are some examples.
We see Newton's first law when the rocket is on the ground. The rocket will not move off the ground unless it is acted upon by an unbalanced force. In this case, the unbalanced force is the engine. The third law of motion is demonstrated by the pad pushing on the rocket and the rocket pushing on the launch pad with a force that is equal to that of the launch pads.
We see Newton's second law of motion being illustrated when in the rocket's acceleration due to thrust or force of its engine. The mass of the rocket will also determine how fast it accelerates. Assuming the thrust of their engine is the same, a lightweight rocket will accelerate faster than a heavier rocket. Newton's second law also explains how the thrust of the engine is created. Inside the engine, the energy created by the burning propellant accelerates the gases out of the engine one way and accelerates the rocket itself the other, creating initial thrust. I think definitely one of the major challenges was constructing the rocket, because I think we overthought it a lot and the directions weren't as clear as we thought that they were. So it just became really difficult.
Yeah, also we had problems with the fin, and when we did 4 fins and the 4th fin kept falling off, so eventually we sanded it down and we glued it back on, and that helped, and so it stayed on long enough for the rocket to go up in the air and come safely back down.
Though it did break off after the flight was over, it made it through and it went pretty well. So. In this project, I was more of an engineer and I worked alongside with Faith. And though we made a lot of mistakes with the gluing and the cutting and figuring out which glue to use and how to make our fins proportional, I think that we did a really great job. And though our fin didn't stay on towards the end of the launch, we got it to stay on for the most part, and we got it to be effective as a fin. And I think that one of the most difficult parts for us was when we glued the insert that was supposed to be a placeholder for the engine. We glued it in on accident, and so we had to go in with some pliers and get it out without breaking our rocket. And we did a really great job at that. And I also thought that the design and the colors used to make our rocket pretty were really nice.
So my job in the group was more research-based, and I found a lot of information online about rockets and Newtonian physics, and yeah, the group was really collaborative, and there was no pressure to record this at all. And I really liked working with my group, and I feel like we learned a lot, and it was very interactive and fun, and it was very satisfying to finally watch the rocket launch, because there was a lot of
Moments.
struggling with actually building the rocket and making sure the fins were attached and the like.
I am Faith, and I was part of our group Resi, and in our project, I think we did really well. In the beginning, we were having a hard time, but I think we were just complicating things, and in the end, we just kept everything simple and eventually understood how everything was working and stuff, and it worked out really nicely in the end. I'm really proud of how well our group worked together. Despite everything, we had a lot of difficult times, and but we worked well together. And so I did a lot of work in constructing the rocket with Monet, and that was nice. Everybody on my team.
She does.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I think our group did a really good job of being very collaborative, and we all took different jobs. For me, I was the more director and editor of the movie, and I took a lot of the footage that is in this movie. I think our group did a really good job of like overcoming the hardships that we went through, especially at the beginning. By the end, our rocket did launch, and we found it at the end, which is awesome. And I think what we could have done better, maybe, was reading the directions more carefully, even though they were very unclear. So maybe the direction should have been better. But besides that, I think that we did a really good job, and that I really liked working with my group.
Team Resilience out!